In order to understand what's in the Epstein files, you need to know who Jeffrey Epstein was and how he became so powerful. So let me take you back to the beginning. Before he became one of the most controversial names in modern history, before the private jets, the secret island, and the endless list of powerful friends, Jeffrey Epstein was just a high school math teacher. A small talker, ambitious, mysterious, and deeply strategic. In the 1970s, he taught at the prestigious Downton School in New York, a position he secured without a college degree. But that's where his rise began. There, he met the son of Alan Hayes Greenberg, the chairman of Bear Stearns, one of Wall Street's most powerful firms. That connection would launch Epstein from classroom chalkboards to high finance. He quickly left teaching behind and joined Bear Stearns as an option trader. He wasn't the best with numbers, but he was exceptional with people. He understood how to present himself, how to flatter, and how to be useful. Within a few years, he was handling clients worth hundreds of millions and learning how the elite really moved money, power, and influence. But Epstein didn't stay at Bear Stearns for long. In the early 1980s, he launched his own financial management firm, reportedly taking on only billionaires. No offices, no website, just a small team and Epstein. Always the mystery, always the brand. One of his earliest and most important clients was Leslie Wexner, the billionaire CEO behind Victoria's Secret and The Limited. Wexner granted Epstein an incredible amount of control, power of attorney, access to his fortune, even ownership of one of Manhattan's most expensive townhouses. Epstein's personal net worth began to grow, but no one could explain how. There were no detailed records, no known hedge fund, just whispers, rumors, and enormous wealth. Epstein became a master networker. By the 1990s and 2000s, he was hosting presidents, princes, tech billionaires, Hollywood stars, and Nobel laureates. Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's private jet over 24 times. Donald Trump once called him a terrific guy. Prince Andrew was a frequent guest at his parties and properties. Founders of Google, Microsoft, and Tesla were seen at his dinners. Scientists like Stephen Hawking were flown to his island. He surrounded himself with brilliance, wealth, and reputation. That was the cover. The real story was far darker. Behind the glamour, Epstein was running a horrifying operation. He used recruiters, often girls themselves, to lure other young women and minors to his homes under the guise of giving massages or career opportunities. These massages quickly turned into abuse. Dozens of girls, some as young as 14. The pattern repeated across Palm Beach, New York, New Mexico, Paris, and most infamously his private island, Little St. James, nicknamed by some as Pedophile Island. In 2005, police in Palm Beach began investigating after a concerned mother reported what had happened to her daughter. The investigation was serious and law enforcement believed they had a strong case. But in 2008, something shocking happened. Instead of being hit with federal charges for trafficking minors, Epstein struck a secret plea deal. He pleaded guilty to just 2 state charges, spent only 13 months in jail, and was allowed to leave the facility 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, on work release. Most disturbingly, the deal also granted immunity to all of his unnamed co-conspirators. The victims weren't even told about the agreement. It was a cover-up, sealed and protected. How did he pull this off? That's the question everyone started asking. Did Epstein have leverage over powerful men? Was he part of something bigger? Some whispered he was a blackmail agent, possibly tied to intelligence services, gathering compromising materials on politicians, royals, and CEOs. Others say he was simply a well-connected predator, protected by those who were afraid to be named. Then in 2019, everything exploded. Epstein was arrested again, this time on federal charges of sex trafficking minors across state lines. The details in the indictment were shocking, involving a vast network of enablers, pilots, assistants, and victims spanning decades. The world finally took notice. The media covered it wall to wall. But before he could stand trial, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his jail cell. The official report suicide by hanging. Except the cameras went walking, the guards fell asleep, and the autopsy revealed broken bones in his neck that were more consistent with strangulation than hanging. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. It became a meme, a slogan, a warning. But what people really wanted were the files. The Epstein files. The Epstein files are a collection of flight logs from his private jet, visitor logs from his island, financial transactions, witness testimony, emails and correspondence, and sealed documents from civil lawsuits filed by his victims. These files potentially name hundreds of people, many of whom are rich, powerful, and deeply influential. Judges have sealed portions of the document citing privacy, ongoing investigations, and safety risks. But the pressure has been building. Journalists, whistleblowers, activists, and survivors have been fighting for full release. So far, some names have been released, others remain redacted, and people keep asking why and what are they hiding and who is being protected. Why is Epstein still trending? Even years after his death, Epstein remains a cultural firestorm for several reasons. Number one, powerful names still unaccountable. Many of Epstein's close associates, including high-profile politicians, royalty, tech moguls, and celebrities, have not been fully investigated or charged. Number two, Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Epstein's closest partner. Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted in 2021, but none of the high-profile clients were named or charged. Files still sealed. The refusal to release full records only adds to the suspicion. People want transparency. Instead, they get a red tape. 4. The blackmail theory. Some believe Epstein recorded everything from bedroom cameras to jet conversations, building a library of secrets he could use for influence or insurance. 5. A broken system. History exposed deep flaws in the justice system, how money lawyers and friends in high places can silence victims and dodge accountability. So why is Epstein still trending? Because the world hasn't gotten the full truth yet, because so many questions remain unanswered, and because the list of names in those files could shake the very foundation of power. From a teacher to a billionaire to a predator to a prisoner and to a cop, Jeffrey Epstein is dead, but the web he spun, it's very much alive, and until those files are opened and every survivor is heard, the story will not be over. Subscribe to The Worthy Class for more intriguing stories and uncovering hidden facts.